Hey guys, happy Monday. So it's Monday, September 21st, and it's a great week to be in real estate, right? So Jim Bass Group, Real Estate Teams with your weekly real estate update. So obviously the pandemic continues. However, things seem to be getting much better. Numbers keep decreasing, and Governor Hogan has increased indoor restaurant capacity up to 75%. So I think that's a great sign. I also know that the schools are starting to chatter a little bit more about a hybrid mix sooner rather than later. So I think these are all good signs moving forward. Real estate market's kind of unchanged, still incredibly thin inventory. So we thought we'd take a different approach today. We get a ton of questions about how do we organize the mess, especially living um, on top of one another during the virtualness with people not really leaving for work and school and everything else. So I'm going to give a stab at a couple of things that we have been able to utilize organizing things. So um, things seem to grab a life of their own in cabinets, whether it's under the bathroom sink, under the kitchen sink. It was suggested, and we've taken advantage of this, is to add lazy Susans underneath of these places that you can spin and take advantage of the full depth of the counter. And quite honestly, if it doesn't fit on the lazy Susan, then it needs to go. Things don't eventually get used, they just grow an old life, and we end up telling you to get rid of it by the time it's time to sell the house anyhow, right? So if it fits on the Lazy Susan underneath these cabinets, take advantage of it. Put up a few hooks inside of wall cabinets, hang things on, wet washcloths, not wet washcloths, but gloves, brushes, different things like that. Everything nowadays can be stuck and hung and everything else. Minimize playtime clutter. A lot of families have little ones all around the floor. Throw out a big blanket on the carpet, especially as we're kind of in the house so much more nowadays as well, whether it's Legos, baby toys, or whatever. Then when they're done, just grab the four corners and pick it up, right? Take it into a closet, put it in a container or something like that. We've heard that. We use a card trunk. We've got a big card trunk that picks up a lot of that stuff that's been useful as well. Um, also, speaking of card trunks, literally your card trunk, compartmentalize that with storage containers. We have COVID safety kits for our agents and our clients, so we have these tubs in there as well. But then I also compartmentalize lacrosse gear and some side-by-side and dirt bike stuff, just so everything just kind of doesn't, again, grab a life of itself in your own car. Lastly, controlling sports gear, as we're kind of in a little bit of football season, a little bit of spring conditioning for lacrosse, which we're super blessed to be able to have. We were actually out on a lacrosse field this weekend, which was awesome. A used playpen or something similar shoved into the corner of the garage. Though the old pads, gloves, basketballs, helmets, throw it all in there. It tends to get hidden out of the way, can't find it. They make safety nets or nets that you can mount on the sides of the garage walls. Playpens work just as well and are much cheaper. And then last on that note, as we're heading into funky sports season, Hex. I don't know if you guys have ever had to use it. You probably wanted to use it. Hex is basically a defunking laundry detergent. It's one of the only ones I've seen that works well, short periods and everything else. Any guys who are hockey players or lacrosse players, these gloves are just bad, right? So it's a great cleanser, neutralizer. It's eco-friendly. So that's some of the things that we've seen that have worked well for that. So a little bit of organizing and things like that. I think that's awesome. Other than that, economy's trending in the right direction. Housing market, we're still seeing a little bit more inventory coming on. So I think it's balancing out a little bit. I think everybody just needs to take a deep breath. When buyers get super excited and pay a lot of money for a house, it's worth it. Interest rates make it worth it. The appreciating market makes it worth it. It all makes sense, right? Trust your real estate professionals. Any questions you have, feel free to reach out to the Jim Bass Group or Real Estate Teams, 301-695-0000. You'll find it in the footer of the video, easiest number in real estate. Other than that, let's make it a great week.